You've seen both everywhere. Every fashion girl debates it. Chanel Classic Flap or 2.55? Which one deserves that precious spot in your collection, especially if it might be your first or your next big bag? Today, we're diving deep. History, design, wearability, resale, and what Chanel lovers actually say. By the end, you'll know which flap deserves your heart and your wallet. Imagine walking into a room, bag in hand. Instantly, the eyes gravitate toward your flap. It says, "I'm refined. I invest in quality. I know my icons." That's the power of Chanel's flap designs. But the subtle differences between the 2.55 and classic flap matter. In how they feel on your shoulder, how they wear over time, and how people read your luxe vibe. Let's explore. History and design origins. The 255 is the OG. Coco Chanel launched it in February 1955, hence the name 255. Its key features: double flap, rectangular Mademoiselle lock, metal chain strap without leather weaving. The classic flap came later, primarily credited to Karl Lagerfeld, 1980s onward, as a modernization. He introduced the interlocking CC turn lock, and the chain with leather interwoven for a softer touch. The 255 reissue, revived in 2005, stayed true to many original details: the Mademoiselle lock, the all-metal chain strap, double flap. Meanwhile, the classic flap expanded in sizes, materials, and finishes, becoming the modern icon many reach for. Lock, chain, and aesthetic differences. Lock closure. 2.55 uses the rectangular Mademoiselle lock, no CC logo, a nod to Coco's original spirit. Classic flap uses the interlocking CC turn lock, instantly recognizable and bold. Chain, strap design. 2.55, all-metal chain, minimal and crisp. Classic flap, chain interwoven with leather, softer, textured, more modern. Silhouette and shape. The 2.55 often sits with a slight centering line or crease in the center and more rounded bottom curvature. In some mini comparisons, the 2.55 measured slightly taller, giving more volume. The classic flap tends to sit flatter and square. It looks sharper in profiles. Materials and finish. 2.55 historically leans toward aged or vintage calfskin, softer edges. Classic flap often uses more polished leathers, caviar, newer calfskin, for that crisp, clean look. Capacity and daily wear. In the mini size, despite sharing certain widths, the 2.55 held more capacity thanks to extra height and deeper interior, even though to the eye they look similar. Mini classic flap chain drop was listed a bit longer than the 2.55, meaning you'll notice strap feel difference. Many report classic flap in caviar leather holds shape extremely well over years and usage, whereas some 2.55 in aged calfskin or lambskin versions can show wear more rapidly or lose shape. One user: I much prefer the look of the 2.55, but already have one in shiny black finish. It lost shape. But my older classic flaps in caviar have held up remarkably well. Another: reissues hold their value for sure. 2.55 is more versatile and durable than my mini classic. It's understated, not flashy. Durability and quality concerns. Many reviewers of classic flap say version durability is strong, but one weak point often cited is the leather that weaves through the chain, which can thin over time and fray. Some users express concern that Chanel's quality control has declined. One frequent shopper said new bags have issues. She recommended classic flap in dark caviar as the best play for longevity. Another: the classic flap still feels solid, but I often hear that strap wear, especially where leather threads chain, is a common weak point. Some 2.55 versions, especially in rarer leathers or aged calves, may color shift or gray over long-term use. Resale, value, and scarcity. Historically, the classic flap has strong resale demand, Part of that is because it's more broadly marketed and recognized. Meanwhile, 2.55 Reissue models are coveted by heritage collectors and can command premium when rare. Some claim the 2.55 has been slower in growth compared to classic flat models, though that varies with condition, rarity, hardware, and leather. One user: at these prices, you want something that lasts. My older classic flaps in caviar kept shape very well. Another: the classic last, but I wear my 2.55 more. Resale for classic is stronger, but I love the feel of reissue. How to choose. Decision framework. If you want heritage, vintage energy, low-key elegance, choose 2.55. If you want brand impact, recognizability, and modern polish, choose classic flap. Consider your use case. If you carry heavier items, prefer structure, want longevity, lean classic and durable leather. Feel over metrics. Wear what excites you. As one user put it, get the one you love. There's no point in owning one you're lukewarm about. Take into account size, strap drop, how it sits on your body. Even great design can feel off if proportion mismatches you. Conclusion. Classic flap versus 2.55. They're siblings with distinct personalities. Classic brings bold brand legacy, structure, and broad recognition. The 2.55 brings heritage, vintage charm, and a tasteful subtlety. Your perfect flap is the one that fits your style, your wear patterns, and your heart. Which side are you on? Comment Team Classic or Team 2.55 and tell me why. If this helped you, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you can skip the buyer's regret and only buy with confidence.